Tell me, what does this Turner look like?
Not very distinctive. Bald, quite tall, an intriguing look, but calm, 40-ish, intelligent.
How long have you been in touch?
Well, I don't know, maybe a month?
I'm gonna check that Turner. You'd better be telling the truth.
I've been dreaming of finding such a lovely place in the wilderness, far away from people, writing books in peace and quiet. Is it a crime to have such plans?
Wait here patiently.
I'm not going anywhere.
Nicole speaking.
Where are you? I can't see you, and I guess you can't get lost in this town.
Probably because I'm not there. I'm near a cabin in the wetlands, close to the steamer.
You should have waited for me.
Take the sheriff and come to get me. My boat's out of fuel.
Was it worth going there?
I found one landscape amateur here. He says he's going to buy these grounds.
What's his name?
Arthur Blake.
If I remember correctly, there was no Blake on the jury.
That's right.
So you think he's the murderer? Are you in control of the situation?
Yeah, I cuffed him to a railing, but he doesn't look like our guy. He'd have to be a really great actor.
Almost every serial killer is a psychopath and manipulator. He'll trick you into bringing him the rope he'll then use to tie you up.
Has it happened to you?
What?
Nothing. Check Arthur Blake for me. He says he's a writer, 40 years old, blonde graying hair, dainty, less than 6 feet tall, oval face, glasses, lives in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right, I'll call you back. We'll be there soon. Take care of yourself.
Oh, by the way, he claims he talked to the sheriff in the morning.
He's lying. Be on your guard.
Relax. See you.
Bye.
Hi, Ruth.
How's the South? Warm?
Drizzling, but charming. Are you still at work?
Yes, I told you I needed to deal with some papers.
I have no access to the net. Can you check something for me?
It will be a pleasure to leave those charts for a minute.
Could you check Prescott, Crosby, and Moreau office from New Orleans? And a certain Turner who works for them.
Turner. Prescott, Crosby, and Moreau from New Orleans. All right, I'll call you back in a while.
Thanks. There's no such office in Louisiana.
It's Dick. There is such an author. He writes fantasy books. He's achieved quite a success recently. Won some kind of award.
Have you seen his picture?
Yeah, matches your description.
But why did he lie about seeing the sheriff in the morning?
He didn't. The sheriff regained his memory and confirmed it.
That's weird.
Yeah, the sheriff isn't frank with us. He mentioned the plot with the cabin in passing.
Blake wants to buy it.
Smacks of a swindle.
That's right. The office that was supposed to be selling the plot doesn't exist.
And what's going on here?
The writer has an appointment with their representative, a certain Turner.
This reminds me of something.
A trap?
Yeah, the card man usually lures his victims with a real bargain.
An artist's dream come true. A swamp retreat for a song?
Maybe. And there's one more thing.
Yes?
An abandoned car from New Orleans was found.
What's so strange about it?
Well, the insurance was paid by the car rental at the airport.
It's Blake's car.
No, his car's in the town.
So whose is it?
The car rental's closed, but I've sent some officers to the manager.
Let's sum it up. The card man might have set a trap for Blake, but Blake isn't one of the potential victims we've singled out. I need to talk to him. One way or another, he has to be protected.
I'll take the sheriff, and we're coming for you. Maybe I'll manage to get something out of him.
Hurry up. I think the card man has a slight edge over us.
We're leaving soon.
As usual, different things are stacked around. So this is the local power station. There's drinking water in the bottle. Did you hear my conversation?
Me? No.
You sure did, but not all of it.
I was working.
On your handcuffs?
No, on the imprisonment scene.
I don't get it.
The protagonist of my new novel, a lonely wanderer, is imprisoned in the swamps.
Imprisoned?
By an Amazon, a bounty hunter.
And why is that? Has he been naughty?
No, he just looks like somebody who kidnapped the king's child. But it doesn't matter to her. She only cares about the prize she's going to get after delivering the prisoner to the king's butchers.
Not a very complicated character.
The Amazon? Complicated enough. She's only a tool I use to get the protagonist into trouble.
And if the Amazon's doing it to protect him?
From what?
From the real evil. A murderer who's lurking in the swamps, killing lonely wanderers.
Why would she hold him captive? But the idea is quite good. It just needs some polishing up. I got it!
Yes?
She wants to take advantage of him. She's not protecting him. She's going to use him as bait.
And if all of it happened for real?
Well, it did in a way. You arrested me. We only need to put on costumes, light the fires, add coyote howling in the distance, and forget about cell phones.
How would you feel if I really was using you as bait? Because there is a murderer lurking here.
You can't be serious.
I am.
Wait a second. What is this about?
About a series of crimes. The perpetrator lures his victims into traps, usually in remote places, and deprives them of their lives in fancy ways.
What for?
For profit.
Are the victims rich?
Some are, but it's not about the money. What would you say it's about, Mr. Writer?
Revenge? Lust for murder? Satisfaction?
In any case, the profits aren't material.
What are you trying to tell me? That somebody's hunting me? This doesn't make sense.
It's just your point of view.
Should I be scared? Who's the murderer?
And if my theory makes sense, it can only be Turner.
You're funny. I can't imagine this well-mannered lawyer hiding here in the bushes. You've let your imagination run wild.
And doesn't all this stimulate yours? You're a writer, aren't you?
So maybe you'll uncuff me now? Or do you still want to use me as bait?
Okay, but you have to follow my instructions for your own good until we leave this place.
Okay, within reason.
Do you feel better?
Sure. Why did you decide I'm not a suspect?
Your personal details are fine, and Turner's aren't.
They aren't? So maybe I invented it.
That would be a mistake.
On your part? What do you mean his personal details aren't fine?
The office at which Turner allegedly works doesn't exist.
What do you mean? What about the letters I got from them? Besides, this is where I met Turner today.
At the office?
In front of it. Turner invited me to one of those charming old-fashioned restaurants.
A hackneyed trick used in many variations.
What about the company paper? The address? Besides, there was a plaque with the company logo on the wall.
He might have rented a room in that office building. I guarantee we won't find a trace there. But we need to check the address anyway.
It was, 212 St. Jerome Street.